Welcome to Nolson's CEO Update. The purpose of this video is to update Nolson families on three key themes: our transition into the National Disability Insurance Scheme, how the organisation's budget has been constructed for the 2018-19 financial year, and changes being made to our organisational structure that aligns with the budget and our new way of doing business. The National Disability Insurance Scheme has commenced implementation in WA, taking Nolson into a new operating paradigm. This is quite different to what we have known and experienced over the past 63 years. With any transition or change, as significant as this, challenges are abound, which gives us cause to rethink our operating models and test our ability to adapt. It's a difficult task, especially when the NDIS system is not designed as yet for people with complex disabilities. Nolson is committed to maintain and be true to our values and beliefs as an organisation so that we maintain and further strengthen our culture and quality of services. So what are we doing to ensure we continue to provide quality services and have a capable and competent workforce? As Vice Chair of the State Committee of NDS, I regularly meet with the State Minister to discuss the range of issues presenting themselves with the NDIS. I'm a member of the NDIS Risk Committee, which comprises of the State National Disability Insurance Agency and the Department of Communities and Disability Sector representatives. This committee plays a key role in identifying, examining and working to mitigate risks associated with the implementation of the NDIS in WA. I've been invited by the Disability Services Minister to sit on the NDIS Transition Governance Advisory Group, ensuring that the positive gains we've made in WA are maintained and incorporated into the national scheme design. The organisation maintains an open dialogue with the NDIA via their State Manager, Nicole O'Keefe, to continually discuss a range of matters in relation to supporting people with complex disability. Nicole is very open to working with Nolson and the sector to get the scheme right. We have a healthy working relationship with United Voice, ensuring our best interests of our workforce are being met. Recently, we supported the establishment of an interim EBA to ensure that the main conditions of our workforce are maintained during this transition period. In addition, Nolson and United Voice are collaborating with the sector to establish a parent voice and a workforce voice to assist in lobbying the state and Commonwealth Government, and Nolson contributes to discussion in the public domain on key issues regarding the NDIS, implementation, providing constructive feedback and solutions. You can view these articles through your residential service manager and selected content on nolson.com.au, Facebook and Twitter. Nolson will continue to do what it can to effect the necessary policy and operational change to make the new system work for all people with disabilities, especially those with complex disabilities. The higher calling is to ensure we fulfil our purpose and ensure that people with complex disabilities get the care and support required to have a good life. We want to let you know that the 2018-19 budget is one of the toughest budgets Nolson has put together for some time. This is because the NDIS is a transactional system and therefore how funds are provided for an individual and the rules governing how those funds can be expended have changed. Unfortunately, legacy programs will be challenged due to this, as well as the structure to support operations. The budget represents a one-year holding pattern and is about defending our core business and growing where opportunities present. It's about implementing the change and structural reforms required with the end in mind, realising that it is a transitional budget and focuses resources on priority NDIS areas. Key points of the 2018-19 budget are a contingency reduction in income of $500,000 has been factored in to account for potential gaps in vacancy funding. General and operational overheads have been reduced from 26% to 20%. Creative and cultural development programs historically funded by Nolson to the total of $238,000 have been placed on hold until alternative sources of funding can be found. A user pay cost recovery fee for service users and participants who have their personal expenses managed by Nolson has been introduced. Nursing and positive behaviour support, which cost Nolson $1.2 million, is being maintained despite not being funded to ensure clinical governance and service risk management is maintained. Our ongoing commitment and investment to rolling out new IT platforms that will allow us to interact with the NDIS and work and communicate more effectively will continue. Nolson will generate an income of $50.6 million and expend $50.1 million, resulting in a contribution to the bottom line of $500,000. This will assist in building our balance sheet, ensuring that we're able to cash flow the organisation as we move to payment in arrears. I am pleased to announce a change to our organisational structure and reporting lines to ensure we maintain our focus on quality and that the business is responsive to the needs of the NDIS, also maintaining services and our culture. One of the key changes is the establishment of the new Participant Engagement Department that will undertake all the planning and billing functions required in an NDIS operating model. This team will interface with participants and their families to negotiate with the NDIS and ensure that services are delivered and planned and billed correctly so that Nolson can get paid. In conclusion, Nolson has a competent workforce and the implementation of our strategic plan over the next 5 years will put us in good stead to manage the transition into the NDIS. The next 2 years will not be without its problems. However, the budget and structure summary should give some assurance that the appropriate risk mitigation strategies are being put in place. Nolson wants a workable and responsive NDIS in WA, but not at the expense of people with complex disabilities and that of having a quality workforce with the skills and capabilities to do the important work that they do. An NDIS that takes us backwards rather than builds on what we had is not a system we want in WA. You have my and the board's commitment that we are doing all we can to ensure we get this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right, ensuring we collaborate with all stakeholders.